Today, the funeral will be held for the longest-serving woman in the Minnesota House. Mary Murphy died on Christmas Day. She was 85 years old after suffering a stroke. She was born in Duluth, spent most of her life in nearby Hermantown, and she was the first woman elected to the Minnesota House as a DFL party member in 1976. Murphy went on to serve the Arrowhead for 46 years, losing re-election in District 3B back in 2022. By just 33 votes. Her funeral starts at 11 o'clock this morning. It'll be at the St. Raphael's Catholic Church in Hermantown.
Minnesotans also had the chance to pay their respects to another state lawmaker. State Senator Carrie Dietzig passed away last week after a battle with ovarian cancer. The former DFL majority leader, just 62 years old. Many lined up outside a chapel in northeast Minneapolis for her visitation yesterday. She represented that area for dozens of years. Her legacy includes a new law that just went into effect at the start of the new year. It requires insurance to cover wigs for cancer patients. A special election to fill Dietzig's seat will happen January 28th. The party that wins that election will control the chamber.
Out-of-state patients seeking abortions in Minnesota soared in the year after Roe v. Wade was overturned. This is according to the latest state health department report. It was just released this week. It shows that more than 14,000 people sought abortions in the state in 2023. Anti-abortion groups say that's a 20-year high. The state legislature doubled down on abortion rights 2 years ago. The report also found that Minnesota saw about a 50% increase in patients from out of state between 2022 to 2023. Planned Parenthood, that is the largest provider in Minnesota, says that they are prepared to meet the demand.
About 199% increase in individuals traveling from Iowa for care, and over a 400% increase from those traveling from Nebraska as well. And so as laws continue to shift and change, we think that the trajectory will continue to grow.
The Minnesota Department of Health publishes data about abortions in Minnesota every year with the insight about the previous year, which is why we just got that 2023 data.
Not news parents want to hear with kids getting ready to go back to school. Cases of stomach bug norovirus are on the rise in Minnesota and across parts of the country. Recent data from the CDC shows there was 91 outbreaks the week of December 5th, up from 69 the last week of November. Symptoms can include vomiting and diarrhea, nausea, stomach pain, body aches, headache, and fever. The illness is highly contagious and it is not easily treatable.
There's really no specific treatment for norovirus. The key is to stay hydrated. So especially little infants, the elderly may have trouble keeping up with that. So that is the key to treating this.
Preventing norovirus comes down to washing your hands and doing it well, not preparing food if showing symptoms, and cleaning surfaces with disinfectants.
Hundreds of thousands of criminal convictions are now sealed from public view in Minnesota. The Clean Slate Act went into effect on New Year's Day. It expunges lower-level nonviolent crimes as long as the person committed no other crimes for a certain number of years. It has been estimated the legislation could impact nearly 500,000 Minnesotans. Advocates say a conviction can be a major barrier to employment and education.
When is enough enough? When have I actually paid my debt to society, right? I haven't yet, because it still shows up in my life all the time. People deserve redemption, right? And so if we believe that, we should show that in our systems.
Law enforcement and prosecutors will still have access to those expunged records. Critics of the bill say that sealing process has several public safety and procedural concerns.